So guys, could you believe that the Fulani herdsmen who went and attacked Benue residents actually sent forth information that they were coming before that attack happened? People got this information and they kept quiet. The security agencies kept quiet until more than 200 lives were taken.
Give you an example. Before the Yelwata thing happened, the sad, barbarous attack on the people, the peace-loving people in Yelwata, I had on the 27th of last month a security alert sent to me by somebody that the Fulani were planning to attack Yelwata. I have it on my phone. That means before it got to me, it would have reached the security apparatus of this country. Unfortunately, when you see a government where deliberately, Mr. President, irrespective of my appreciation of his visit to Benue, whether it achieves some objective or not, at least it's better than that of the former president. He appointed the NSA, a Fulani man, the Chief of Defense Staff, a Fulani man, the Chief State, what do you call him, the Minister of Defense, Fulani, the Minister of State Defense, Fulani. Now, when such information reaches these high offices, do you think it will go beyond that? It will not.
But those are just allegations.
It is not issue. Whether it is an allegation, a security report, if an ordinary citizen like me can have it forwarded to my phone by somebody.
And you can authenticate the source of that security report.
The security apparatus in this country would have had it. The DSS would have investigated it. The DIA would have investigated it. They would have confirmed. But when the people at the top are people who belong to those ethnic nationalities being under consideration or under probe, then what would become of it? Nothing. So if on 27th, an ordinary person like me got a wind of this thing, and it came and happened, and people were massacred, over 200, then you know there's something wrong in this country. What the Totif said is correct. Just add to that and say it is being driven by Islamization and Fulanization.
Okay.
I was surprised at the tremendous amount of information had by DSS. I was shocked. We in DI, I was in Defense Intelligence Agency, and when they were forced to bring out the files, I was shocked. They have so much information at DSS presently as I'm talking about what I'm talking about. They have. But you see, if a fish is going to get spoiled, it's going to start getting spoiled from the head. The DSS will not do anything except the Commander-in-Chief's body language shows that this is the direction I want to go. That is where the problem is. The DSS has tremendous information. By the time 2023 is here and somebody take over and wants to undo some of this evil that I've seen in this country, you'll be surprised names that the DSS will bring out. They have the information. There's nothing I'm going to say here that they don't have. The defense headquarters have the solution for the kinetic aspect. They do. I'm not going to come here to advise them. I work with them and they're still there. The chief of naval staff was in the intelligence with me. We were together in Defense Intelligence Agency. That's Vice Admiral Gambo. I know these people are good. They know what to do. It's not that they have problems. It has to do with politics, the sponsors, people that feel that this country should be Islamized.
You know, assuming but not conceding that, that all of this is the case. So what is the end game? Because I imagine as a strategist, that's what you think about. So these things are happening. What is the end game? So why will this be allowed to fester? For what purpose?
The end game for them, because we did, normally when you want to look at this type of challenges, what you do is that you go through what we call the intelligence circle. Okay? When you do the processing and you do the analysis before dissemination point, you discover that The end game for them is to just turn this country into like a Taliban type of country. And it's a mindset. And anything goes. In other words, 10% casualties, 20% casualties is allowed in trying to achieve the end game of Islamizing this country.
That's for the terrorists, the bandits.
It's not for the terrorists and the bandits, for the sponsors. Because I told you, and I will repeat on this channel, the sponsors of Boko Haram and the bandits are the problems. And defense headquarters, the army headquarters, the naval headquarters, the air force cannot do anything about that. Buhari has to do something about that. The Interpol has the list of those people that are sponsoring Boko Haram. I work with Interpol. They should ask. If they don't know, they should ask. The government of Dubai, they have the list of those people. During the trial of those people that were caught, names were mentioned. They have the list. The government also told us that they've arrested 400 sponsors of Boko Haram. Why should the government not try those people and bring peace and harmony and safety to this nation? Why won't a government do that?
Is there a problem with the characterization of the crisis in Benue State? And I ask you that question because despite the president's visit, there continues to be a debate as to what to call the crisis. The Torti, for instance, who is the traditional ruler, described the killings as a calculated, well-planned, full-scale genocidal invasion and land-grabbing campaign by herder terrorists and bandits. For many others, the root cause is the land grabbing. But there are people who say you minimize it when you call it land grabbing. Do you agree with this diagnosis?
What the Tortif said is the correct expression of the real thing. The only addition, not difference, is that the whole insurgency in this country is driven by one factor. They are driving, using religion to drive the insurgency, be it Boko Haram, be it the so-called herdsmen militia. They recruit people who are not even Fulanis. They recruit people who are not Kanuris under the guise of Islam. So let me take us back to what General Obasanjo said. He used the term Islamization and Fulanization. So using that as a background to drive what they are driving, we find accomplices within the military, that is within the security forces and other sectors of the Nigerian economy and polity, who assist at ensuring that these things are carried out. Let me give you an example. Before the Yelwata thing happened, the sad, barbarous attack on the people, the peace-loving people in Yelwata, I had on the 27th of last month a security alert sent to me by somebody that the Fulani were planning to attack Yelwata. I have it on my phone. That means before it got to me, it would have reached the security apparatus of this country. Unfortunately, when you see a government where deliberately, Mr. President, irrespective of my appreciation of his visit to Benue, whether it achieves some objective or not, at least it's better than that of the former president. He appointed the NSA, a Fulani man, the chief of defense staff, a Fulani man, the chief state, what do you call him, the minister of defense, Fulani, the minister of state defense, Fulani. Now, when such information reaches these high offices, do you think it will go beyond that? It will not.
But those are just allegations.
It is not issue, whether it is an allegation, a security report. If an ordinary citizen like me can have it forwarded to my phone by somebody.
And you can authenticate the source of that security report.
The security apparatus in this country would have had it The DSS would have investigated it. The DIA would have investigated it. They would have confirmed. But when the people at the top are people who belong to those ethnic nationalities being under consideration or under probe, then what would become of it? Nothing. So if on 27th, an ordinary person like me got a wind of this thing, and it came and happened, and people were massacred, over 200, then you know there's something wrong in this country. What the Totif said is correct. Just add to that and say it is being driven by Islamization and Fulanization.
Okay, so you're characterizing it and ethnicizing it. But these are serious allegations you make against the security top hierarchy of this country, to say that they have been inactive despite the security reports they get because they are from a particular part of the country and the alleged perpetrators are also from a particular tribe.
We can't be talking of alleged. The people who are attacked used to see, used to listen to hear the language of the attackers.
Oh, because I don't
It is not an issue of, we cannot be saying after over 10 years of people being attacked, that everybody couldn't identify the people who are attacking. It's just like saying we are living in a fool's paradise. Or simply put, what former President Jonathan said, that you cannot wake up a person who is pretending to be sleeping.
Great. So, but you also know that the current security chiefs have only just spent 2 years in office. And you agree that this problem has been in for decades. Let me also ask you, if this is indeed, as you describe it, a full-scale genocidal campaign, what then does justice look like? What concrete steps should be taken?
The whole approach to fighting insecurity and insurgency has to change. Up to now, there are still areas left for these people who are limited in the resources they have to fight. Anybody telling you that the insurgents are better equipped than the military is just deceiving you. They have only rifles. And those rifles, some of them have some, what do you call, RPGs. And some of them have AA anti-aircraft guns, which sometimes they use to overwhelm soldiers because of the reach or the distance such projectiles can reach. But the military has much more. We have an air force which they don't have, and we have intel which they don't have. Yes, there could be moles within the security forces, but those moles cannot give them the kind of intel our security forces has or have. So, the methodology for fighting crime has to totally change. You can't just keep military forces in locations and then expect them to just be protecting people when they are attacked, rather than going after the attackers. There are so many camps in Nasarawa where Benue is attacked, where Plateau is attacked, where Southern Kaduna is attacked, and where Taraba. Majority of these camps are in Nasarawa state. The military know where they are. The security forces know where they are. Rather than waiting for these people to attack, they are supposed to go and clean them up. Up to today, as we are talking, we are here. This evening before I came here, Goza was under attack. Are you saying that the military, the security forces don't know where the attackers were before they came to attack Goza? As we are talking, Damboa to Biu has been left completely for Boko Haram. Are we saying the military don't know where the attackers are, where the Boko Haram is located? So the security forces have always known where the perpetrators of this evil stay. Lately, just a few days ago, there was a meeting between insurgents and some security forces, and the security forces accompanied them. It was videos and it was trending. So the issue in Nigeria is, I don't know if we have a system or a real government in place that has responsibility as defined by the Constitution. That is to say, governance is in place for security and welfare of the people. I don't think that applies in this country.
But you do know that every trending video is not factual. I just have.
I do know that. I do know strongly that many things are cooked up.
Yes.
Because in this day and age, you can use AI to generate anything.
And the military has been warning about that.
Yes,
about misinformation and misleading videos.
But the truth is, you cannot have a meeting and then it will slip without being known.
How do you react to reactions from the military who say the community sometimes give information to the perpetrators?
That is correct.
And cohort with the perpetrators.
That is correct.
Against their own people.
Yes, that is correct.
So how do you deal with situations like that?
Yes, that is correct. If someone within the community feels that, yes, he is pro-jihad, he wouldn't mind supporting these people if they deceive him that what they are doing is a jihad. So it is true, we have informants, we have collaborators in the communities. It is also true we have informants and collaborators within the security forces.
Right.
It is all true. But the fact remains that when you become a security officer, whether it is the police, the army, the navy, the air force, whatever, whether paramilitary, you swear an oath to keep to some tenets and regulations of that trade.
Indeed, in all professions. And we've heard from multiple accounts, including most recently the governor of Borno State, who says that there are those who have infiltrated the Nigerian military. Saboteurs, he calls them. But let me ask you about President Bola Tinubu's recent visit and some of the remarks he made and measures. He says he's ready to invest in peace for Benue. He's ready to work with the state governor to convert tragedy to prosperity. He's also proposed a broad-based peace committee. Are you at all hopeful that this is a step closer to finding a solution and stopping the bloodbath?
Till I see what happens. A president who knows all these years people are accusing the Fulani and pointing at the Fulani as being responsible for the dastardly acts in the Middle Belt, in the Northwest, and so many parts of the country, and yet appointed NSA, Fulani, Minister of Defense, Fulani, Minister of State, Fulani, till I see that action. I will just be hoping that, yes, he may be different from the previous ones. But a president who did all this has to prove to me that there's something different.
Are you going to be calling to be part of this peace committee? And all of these allegations you have brought forward today, are you going to be pushing it to the committee and Mr. President?
We will make our suggestions, whether they are taken or not. In the papers yesterday, today, and it will be trending, along with our friends in the South, that's Pandev, Ahaneze Ndibo, and Afenifere, we have put our case across so that the government would see there are some things that have to be done as irreducible minimum to make this country move.
Okay. A good place to leave it. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and your opinions. Dr. Beatrice Pogo is the president of the Middle Belt Forum.
So one thing is very clear. In this country, we play with the lives of people. If not, tell me if life has not normalized. I mean, it's like nothing happened. You know, politicians have continued with their campaign. They were in Kaduna the other day commissioning, while we are talking about more than 200 persons gone. Everything has normalized. Politics have begun just like usual. I mean, people are tweeting and saying all kinds of things about 2027 presidential election. The governor of Akwa Ibom is about to defect. We are still talking about more than 200 lives gone. We are not even mentioning those who are in the hospital because of the level of injury they sustained in that attack. Don't also forget that no arrest was made while they arrested those who came out to protest. I'm just going to allow you to take a look at what this elder has come out to say. This is a northern elder who has come out to speak on what happened in Benue State, and he's holding the security agencies, responsible, that if him, an ordinary citizen, got that information that this attack was going to happen, how much more the DSS. And you are going to be listening to the retired naval general who said that the DSS has a lot of information with them, a lot, that he himself, working with the DSS, he was very surprised at the level of information that the DSS has in their custody. But still, they don't act. They only quickly act when it has to do with arresting ordinary citizens. So guys, I'm going to allow you to take a look at this video and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Now take a look. So guys, it is becoming clear that there is some level of, people just taking lives of Nigerians for granted. I think that is just what is happening. I mean, you can't get such an intel. You can't get such an information that people are about to strike your country, strike a particular state or a particular community. Oh my God, this can never be allowed in any society, in any environment, in any country. It's only in Nigeria. Now, people are beginning to say, actually, they said they were coming. Possibly they said they were coming and some people took it for granted. Some people said, oh, is it today? And such an environment that is prone to attacks. Possibly there are days you just hear they will tell you that attacks are going to happen and they will not happen, and that's why maybe they've been hearing all these kind of things regularly. Then when this actual one that happened came up, people thought it was a joke. Possibly they may have been hearing that, oh, they are going to attack, and then they didn't come. They are going to attack, they didn't come. And then when the real attack was, the information on the real attack was given, nobody acted on it because they felt, oh, it's as usual. So guys, what is going to be done to really save the people of Benue State? Because see, these Fulanis are out. What is going to be done to restore those of them in the IDPs? I think it's time people take their time to start going to these IDPs to make documentaries, asking them questions on what do they think is the solution? Because see, we cannot just allow this. Nobody is talking about those in the IDP camps. People's future are being wasted. I mean, people's futures are being wasted. People's future is being wasted in the IDP camps. Children that have no good schools, that have bigger dream, everything has been narrowed down, and still they are not being left to live. They are not given that freedom of life. How come we have a country, our borders are porous, people will come in from any society, any country, and then they will move down to Benue State and begin to buy people? It has not happened the first time, never the second, nor the third, nor the fourth. It just keeps happening. One keeps wondering, when are we going to come out from this mess? Looking at the body language of our leaders, they don't care. After what happened in Benue State, the next day Tinubu was out for campaign. Let's call it campaign because they will tell it's not campaign, but actually they are campaigning. He was in Kaduna the other day. Very soon he'll be going to Akwa Ibom State to receive the governor and all that. They are just campaigning. It's all about 2027, honestly. They are just doing all these things because they don't care about human lives. Nothing concerns them about the lives of the people. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. Thank you.